August 10th at 6:05, and this is the Townsend Housing Authority. Can I get a roll call, please?
Natalie Call, present. Here.
Jack Wilson, present. Chad Sexton-Duranian, present.
And Courtney Riley, present. This meeting is recorded, and we'll go ahead and do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let the veteran vote lead it. Thank you, Natalie.
You're welcome. I'm looking at a flag. What can I say?
7.5, welcome new members and reorganize the board.
So we had John, right? Jack. Or we'll go through Jack. Okay. Call you in if you want me to. I love that. Jack, this is Natalie. Natalie is also, she's the ex-commander of the VFW, but she is coming in. So we need to work out some times. Natalie is also our veteran service agent for the town.
Yes, I was there today too.
We thank you for your service.
Hey, you're welcome.
We have Courtney Borelli. Courtney Borelli is, I guess I don't know it old. Yeah, she was also appointed at the same time. And Courtney is our resident architect. She comes with us with a lot of experience. And little old me, you know me. I've been on this board for 9 years now. I started off as a general member. I'm now the state rep for the Housing Authority. We've come a long way since 8 years ago. 8 years ago, it was just kind of like a token board. We didn't really do much. And then if you can share with the rest of the board your experience and where you come from, because I think you're going to be of great value to us.
I hope so. So I work in a role of data coordinator for the Central Mass Housing Alliance. Central Mass Housing Alliance, if you don't know, they're HUD, United States Department of Housing and Urban Development, has what they call continuum of cares, which are geographic catchment areas throughout the state. In Central Mass, Worcester County is the jurisdiction, and Central Mass Housing Alliance is the lead agency responsible for Worcester County. So realizing that we're not in Worcester County here, this is outside of that jurisdiction, but the work of working with HUD is central to what I do. We're currently in the middle of what's called the Notice of Funding Availability cycle, which is an annual cycle. We have to justify all the programming that you take HUD funding for. So I'm primarily responsible for making sure the data that is out of the information system is appropriate to support that. And I work with the director of the continuum of care to make sure all that reporting that's being fed in is exactly appropriate as possible in the case.
Definitely that. That's great. That's how we get our funding, accurate information. So, there is no chairman, so we have no additions or deletions. I don't think. Jody, did you have anything that we needed to add?
No, I sent out the resume for your new admin. I don't know if you guys got a chance to look at her resume.
Yep.
She is, I had the pleasure of meeting her today. I think she's going to be a great fit for you guys. And yeah, I'm really excited to start working with her and introduce her to you guys.
Good. So, we are talking with her, I think on the 22nd. Have we appointed her? I can't even remember.
No, not yet, because Eric is on vacation. She just signed her offer letter, so we're still kind of in the beginning stages, I guess.
Okay.
I'm hoping, depending on when you schedule your next meeting, it'll be both of us kind of getting going on that. Again, depending on when you schedule the meeting.
Okay. I think that we're appointing on the 22nd, which is the selectmen's next meeting.
Oh, okay. That's perfect.
So that'll work out great. But I'm looking forward to seeing her. Now, this is an admin for the Housing Authority, for the Affordable Housing Trust, and also she'll be doing grant writing as well. So she'll be taking on several roles in the town. We have, because of the job market, we've tried to be creative with the roles and see how, and we've been successful. So combining taxes and making a full-time job or close to a full-time has been successful for us. And I know Jody's got a lot of stuff on her plate. She's very happy to be able to get that. So Jody's going nowhere.
Yes, but I'll still be around. You guys can't get rid of me that easily. I'm always going to be around.
Good.
So I know that's back over to that, but are we going to go ahead and reorganize as well? You want to do that?
Yeah, I think so. What do you think, Natalie?
I'm all for it. I'm right on board with everybody.
Okay.
I mean, I'll see her at town hall when I'm there as well.
So I would like to nominate Natalie as the chair of the Townsend Housing Authority.
Second.
The motion's been made and seconded. Would you accept the nomination if we vote on it?
I do, but you owe me a drink. Just kidding. I don't. I'm drinking iced tea right now at the V, watching the news. Well, I'm not watching news. I'm talking with you, looking the other way. Yeah, sure. Yes, I do. Yeah, we're good.
Okay, we're good.
I accept the nomination.
Okay, so all those in favor? We need a roll call vote.
Go ahead.
You gonna start,
You
Natalie?
go first. I say yes.
Can I just ask a point of order? Actually, I've not been sworn in by the clerk yet. My plan is actually tomorrow morning. I have time.
Okay.
Is it appropriate for me to vote, or do I need to abstain?
Yeah, you'd have to abstain. But we're
Kathy.
we have three, so we can still vote in, and you can get present for it. We'll just argue.
Reason to not support it.
Yep. So Jody, you can put Jack as present as opposed to a voting member.
Yep.
We have three, so we have a quorum, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So it Chad Sexton Duranian, yes. So I've heard 3 yeses. So congratulations on this call.
Thank you.
And since you're in town hall, you'll be able to, and you're close to Jody, Jody can
Yes.
fill you in what needs to be done. But you know that you can always call if you have questions, and I know that Courtney will be able to help you too.
Oh, by all means, of course. We're a tight group. Yes, of course. Okay.
And then we do have to support. So, you interested
Okay.
in just for now?
I can do either of the others.
Okay, what's next?
That's helpful. But if we have to have a quick, or I can do vice.
Okay, then I will nominate Courtney Borelli as vice chair to the
I
housing.
second the motion.
Okay, motion's been made. Any discussion on that? Jeff, this is temporary until we get over the hump. So everything that we're doing tonight is really kind of reorganizing, getting things going, and then as we progress, I think in the next few meetings, we'll be able to figure out where everyone's role. So I guess we can, all those in favor?
Aye. Natalie Carl says aye.
Chad Sexton Duranian, yes?
And great, really was.
Yes, okay, so that's unanimous as well.
Okay. Yep.
All right. Okay, and I guess we can leave the clerk for now. We do have those positions, so we can figure that out as we go along.
Alrighty. Okay, what's next?
So if you want to go forward with this, Natalie, or you want Courtney too?
I didn't hear the question. I'm sorry.
Do you want me to go ahead and take the agenda from here?
Yeah.
Or-
Yeah, no, you can right now. Yeah, because it's going well, and I don't. Yes, by all means.
Okay,
Go
all
for it.
right.
Okay.
Number 2 is the work session. And under that was 2.1, HPP, which is the housing protection plan, next steps. And I was delinquent in not bringing my computer today, so I'm going to do what I can from memory. And you guys can fill me in if I'm wrong on this one. I believe last time under one of these, we talked about sending our proposed bylaw modifications to town council to review. Is that correct?
Yes, I think we did. Yes.
Send it over to you, right?
I'm trying to get in.
So
Yeah,
what
didn't it go to council? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm not sure either.
Jody, did that go to council?
The bylaw. I sent it to Eric. Then with the asking him to review and then please send to council. I have a reminder in my calendar to check in with him when he returns from vacation. Because I haven't seen an email go by that it was actually sent to Adam. But I did talk to Eric and I did send it up to him, and he said he was going to facilitate getting to town council, but I'm not sure where that is at this point.
Okay, the Board of Selectmen is currently forming a bylaw committee and making the parameters for the bylaw committee. We are in a year that the bylaws need to be reviewed. So the Board of Selectmen appoints a bylaw committee, and I know that there were interested parties that have said that they wanted to do it, and I think on the 22nd, we're going to formalize that, Jody.
Okay.
I think the discussion has been, there's 2 types of bylaw. There's the zoning bylaw, and then there's the general bylaw. And they wanted to delineate between the 2 and maybe break them up as massive of a project that they're not going to go over like all of the zoning all at once kind of thing. And that was the first decision that I think we were going to bring in. We, the Board of Selectmen, were going to bring in front of Adam when he does that. So if that is what he's going to do, my thought is to have it to go through the bylaw committee first before we send it over to Adam, unless you guys think we need to do it differently.
I mean, that probably makes sense if we're about to format anyways.
Oh, that sounds good. Yeah, that sounds good.
The bylaw committee, according to town charter, there's I forget what it is. It's like year 3 and year 7 or something. In your 10-year period, there's 2 times that the town is required to form a bylaw committee and then review the bylaws to see if there's any changes. I think historically we did have, the last time we did, there was only 1 or 2 bylaws that were changed because they have to be brought to the town meeting and town meeting votes on it. I know that I think the planning board has some bylaws that they're looking at as well. I know that the bylaws that we have talked about, which I'd like to get to Jack, I don't know if you saw what we've been proposing with pocket neighborhoods, multifamily.
The cluster development, so change to the single family bylaws and change to the multifamily bylaws.
Right. And it would be our suggestion to the bylaw committee, and then they in turn can either pick it up or not pick it up. If they don't pick it up, then we would go forward. Either or. I think it would be stronger if we went with the bylaw committee, because that way we can just kind of join forces. If they're agreeing with what we're saying in it, I think it'll be a better presentation. Just my thoughts on that.
So it's probably good to get you the housing bylaw modifications so you can look at what we've done.
Yeah.
I think I sent that to Jack. Jack, if you didn't get it, please let me know. If you wanted to shoot me an email, and I'll send the packet over again.
Okay. I'll double check when I'll make sure I have all this.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because it's the housing production plan, which we just finished last year. That's like 5 years, I forget.
5 years. But we've got a kind of initiatives that are coming out of that. It's kind of what we've been working off of over the next few years. We're laid out in that, hasn't it?
originally for this housing production plan, the last one was to formulate an affordable housing trust so that they can hold the funds so that we then can start, we can do the suggesting and they can do all the later construction and all of that kind of stuff. But we would to forecast and help us out. So we've been working hand in hand with the Affordable Housing Trust right now. We were lucky to use ARPA funds to fund the trust, so we had $100,000 that we gave. This town gave to the Affordable Housing Trust at CMI. The parcels that we have that have gone through was properties, town properties committee, and brought it in front of the board of selectmen to give to the Affordable Housing Trust. They gave those properties over, and now the trust is looking at the execution of what they're going to do going forward. I did attend their last meeting. They did have a forestry walk yesterday, the 10th, to do select cutting on some of their properties. To have the forester look and see what the plans are. They've got some information, and I'll know at the next Affordable Housing Trust meeting what they're going to do there, and I'll report back to you guys. But they've got a 5-year plan that they've been working. It's really aggressive, and I'm really happy to see that we're moving forward with this property instead of just sitting here.
So this is parcel that is not part of the town forest, but forestry land is being used to make it.
Yeah, and part of it is also obviously pay for it. There's some money that can come into that fund from that in order to fund other projects.
So some of them have been, it was decided who was going to do that. Is it something that the town needs to keep as town land, or, because we've gotten some parcels have been back taxes we acquired them, some have been given to the town, and we have a town properties committee is the one that decides, this would be the best effort, or they would say this committee or this this board would be able to take over the particular property. That was one of the ones that are there, but the parcels that we're looking at, what we can do is get you all of the parcels that are town owned. That will
I think they're in the housing project as well.
Yeah, all of them. Yeah, and the decision between the boards where this is what we're going to do, and to give it to the trust, we brought it forward in the town meeting. In the town meeting, they agreed that it's going to go to the trust. Now the trust is looking at it. Forest, there's some they may split so that they'll sell off one portion of the land and use the rest of it for foresting or however that. But this is how we are trying to fund the Affordable Housing Trust. The second piece to that is there's a Community Preservation Act. I don't know how much you know about that. But the Community Preservation Act gains its funding from any time that you record something. There's a fee that's involved in recording, which I feel like it's like $20 or something. So
Registry fees, that one.
Yeah. So every time somebody reports something, there's like a $20 fee that everybody pays, and it goes into this community preservation fund. The town has to adopt the community preservation fund. There's parameters involved in how other members of the town can pay into it, and then the 3 sources that the funds are available are for housing, for historic preservation. I forget what that is. But there's those 3 avenues. Everybody pays into this fund, and unless you're part of the Community Preservation Act, you don't get any funding.
So we're like giving them money.
Yeah, basically. And I think you said affordable housing. Yeah, affordable housing, historic preservation, and the open space. Yes.
Yeah.
Do you remember what it is, Jody?
No, I was just trying to look it up when you were talking about it.
I know, I you. But anyway, those is something that, you know, I think that we should help. I know the Affordable Housing Trust has approached all of the town departments, did a presentation for it. There is an assessed, for each property, there is an assessment for the town. And we pay in I think the selectmen voted 1.5% of whatever that money is on your taxes. That would be a surcharge. It works out to be, I forget what it was. It's like $200 tax for the average household. That also puts us on what's called a housing choice, so that if we are up for funding, that puts us first in line to get the funding as well. You don't get housing choice unless you are part of the community preservation, which is monies that I think we as a town have lost out on for a lot of times. We are looking at a population that's aging. We need to support our seniors here, try to keep our seniors in town. I've proposed on several occasions with the land at Cadett Dudley, which is the Dudley Road, the third parcel of Dudley Road, where the senior center is now, where the Elwood Acres is, and Townsend Woods. There's a third portion of it that now is part of the Affordable Housing Trust, and they're deciding what they do with that last portion of it. I'd like to see, we originally thought it would be for transitional housing for people that are in town that can't move right into Townsend Woods. There's a 2-year wait list for it, to get them in transitional housing for at least a year and a half, so that they can then move into Townsend Wood when it's open. But because Townsend Wood is through HUD, it's not just Townsend people, it's anybody that signs up for it. So we're trying to think of ways to create housing for the senior population. So hoping that if they're going to give their house to their kids and they still stay in town, they're still mobile. Yeah. The second portion of that is the adoption of the affordable accessory apartment. And we're having problems with that right now because there has to be a lottery involved in there. And we don't have that portion set up in town. We have the bylaw written, but we don't have the support vehicle to be able to. So if we do have people who have an apartment that has gone through the affordable process, now are needing, they come up with a market. Now there needs to be a lottery. We have $5,000 to set the lottery, so we need to partner with another town like Pittsburgh or whoever has a lottery for that. So I think that needs to be one of the main focuses for the housing authority right now to fix that portion of it. Because there has been adopted, as far as I know, another age-restricted housing as well. We just had that bylaw passed. It's a new development that had just got the green light, or it's in the process of getting the green light from the planning board, which is another. It's age-restricted, so it's to call senior housing, but it's 55 and older. We need to see what we can do to encourage more people to that type of only to support what we have here. And then the workforce housing used to be called the affordable housing, but it's workforce housing right now. With all the statistics that I'm hearing from the state meetings that I go to, most of the individuals that are in affordable housing are policemen, firemen, teachers, that whole population. People think that affordable housing is like Section 8, high rises, and all of that kind of stuff. That's really working individuals that can't afford, single income families. I guess that's the best way to put it. I didn't mean to go on a tirade, but there it was.
Well, you covered a lot of things that we were going to talk about.
Yeah.
So that's really good.
And actually, I did find the Community Preservation Act handout, so I can send that to you guys. Chaz, you probably already have it, but I'll just send it to you guys again, just so you can see what Chaz was talking about. I think it's a 2%, like he said, surcharge on the assessed value, less $1,000, $100,000. So. So it's essentially, like we said, what Chaz was saying for the workforce housing, the public water supply, it's the preservation of historic buildings, and then they have public parks, hiking trails, community gardens, and like you said, it would help the town so much if we could get people on board, and we have been instructed to tell everybody about this and to vote for it at the next town meeting. So hopefully this will go through. This would be a huge impact to the town, a positive impact to the town, if we could get this to go through. But I'll send you all that handout so you can read it yourselves and not listen to my nonsense about $100.
No, I didn't hear. It's great nonsense.
Thank you.
Everybody's facing that is like a lot of misinformation going around about it, right? In terms of what people think they're going to have to pay in. And so it has to be some real, positive affirmations on this one, I think, from everybody to really tell people this is not going to be $5,000 on your taxes. It's not that at all.
Yeah, I've had several people say to me, "Oh, my taxes are going to go up." It's a surcharge, and it's not going to make your taxes go up. The thing that I like the most about it is that if you're income deficient, there is ways to opt out of it, so you don't have to pay it. Number one. Number two is it's age dependent. So if you do meet a certain age, then you don't have to be a part of it. Exactly. Yes. So there's the vehicle is set up so that it's only taking into consideration a small part of the population. But the benefits are great. And with the new individual that Jody was talking about would be our administrator, the Affordable Housing Trust administrator, and she's a grant writer, so she will be parcel to know the grants that will be involved in what's coming in from the Community Preservation Act as well, along with all those things involved. So I think the way we have this set up kind of fell right into place that we're going to be in a good position moving forward. On the housing production plan now, we had, the last thing I remember that we did was you were picking off the ones that we were going through.
Yeah, so, yes, and so the more big one was bylaws, right? We just talked about the LIT process. We started to kind of sort of talk about that there with the lottery piece on there. The tax title winner was one of the other ones that we talked about. We talked about that a few times about setting up a process between kind of seeing what actually comes in, how we do that when we have an opportunity that we talked about to get something and something faster and faster.
Correct.
Necessary. So that one I think is one that we've talked about a few times, but we haven't found any kind of definitive action on it.
The tax title is knowing when something could possibly go into tax title. Is it something that the housing authority needs to act on for Affordable Housing Trust? Sometimes, let's say, a unit at a condo becomes something that the town is interested in because of tax. We have to take it because of taxes. If we would be interested in it, the town would have to take the action to get the unit, and then they would give it to the Affordable Housing Trust to sell it on. Keep that was another way to generate some income for what we're doing.
So that was open, there, and I'll keep that on the list. Some of the other ones were joint with the housing trust, and I think that we had agreed when we talked to them last week doing that quarterly. So I think we're actually hoping to for another one here soon. So I don't know, Natalie, if that's something you want to reach out to Veronica and find out when their meeting dates are, and then we can see if we can be there. Well, I think they're usually at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Is that right? There's just absolutely no way I'm going to be able to do that, I have to say. Especially on Monday. Monday, you know,
That's good.
yeah, it's just not going to, unfortunately. So maybe, Natalie, you could reach out to them and see if they're open to an evening meeting with us here soon in the next.
Okay. All right.
Or Natalie, you want me to
okay.
do that as well? I
Yeah.
can reach there.
Yeah, because we can do that.
Okay.
Yeah, well, let's reach out to them. That way we can get a date. Get with them anyways. We need to do that. And we have a listing of all the properties that we can, they handle all the properties. Is that right? That's available?
Yeah, technically, I mean, I think it's good for us to be talking with them more regularly, right? So that we can understand what they're doing and they know what we're doing with that.
Yeah,
and I think
that's a good idea.
related to the properties that I think we're going to have to think about soon is
Okay.
manage that if they get something up and running that we are not subbing them.
Right.
So I think
Yeah, let's do that.
we need to probably start thinking about that just so that we don't get behind on that effort.
Okay.
Should it
Yeah.
get a project rolling, we want to start to think about how we are going to manage. So,
Yeah. Let's get with them and see what's going on so we can all get on the same page and everything. That way we can get this going, because I know a lot of people are looking for housing, like you all know. So let's just see what we can do so we can move forward. Does the zoning committee need to be in there? Or when it comes to zoning, is that a separate entity in itself? That's a question to anyone that knows.
do you mean in terms of that having a joint meeting with them just to?
That and building and everything else, they have the different, I may sound juvenile, but what they can and can't do, I know there's the problem with getting different things done because of certain laws or whatever the case is, whatever's on the books. Like you said, the bylaws need to be updated. So I'll just putting that question out there to everybody.
It seems to me like they might need to get a little bit further in terms of understanding which parcel they're going to target first and what their idea is, and then it would maybe make sense to understand what they want to do with that property to sit with zoning. I guess more now about I think we've talked about this, is the challenges that you guys had at Outward Acres and Townsend Woods was that management was not within town, therefore you don't have any control over to influence what's happening over there, right? And so one of the things that we've talked about several times is that if an opportunity comes up like this again, that we have an ability to possibly manage that property. And so I think that's something ultimately that does fall on us and not the housing trust. Once they get a project going, that management is going to fall back to us to figure out how that happens. And I would for them to be, even though I know these projects take a long time, I would hate for them to be rolling out a project and we're behind on figuring out how we're going to deal with it.
Like we are right now. So
Yeah, and I don't know if this is something, I know we've talked about this before, Chaz. Is there another town that we can partner with to help us with this? Because we may not have the resources and what that might mean.
My main suggestion would be there's a woman that works over at Groton Housing Authority. Her name is Fran. I would love to be able to bring her over and sit down with us and kind of just ask her if she would be willing to come over and talk with us about where we're at and kind of point us in the right direction. She has.
Yeah, I totally agree.
She's been doing this for a long time, and she's helped me with a lot of getting the trust set up and how we're going to do the trust set up and all of that kind of stuff. And, I'm kind of swamped with what I'm doing on the select board, but I can still attend the state meetings and I can be data, grab the data, but as far as the other stuff, I just can't do that. So,
all right.
The last thing, because every time I think of it, I think of Drescher, but that's
yeah. Do you happen to have a contact for her, or is likely something like you it's
She's
easily
over
found
in-
on the web.
She's in town hall. She's in town hall, and I think she is listed either an assistant. Let's say it's assistant town clerk too.
Well, her name's Fran. It can't be that many people over there with that name, so I'm sure she is fairly easy to find. So what if we, once we choose our next meeting date, if you want, I can reach out to her to see if she'd be willing to attend our next meeting date.
Okay.
Or if that works better for
Yeah,
her.
from her, yeah.
On that, and I can see if she'd be willing to come sit with us. Does that work?
I think that would be a good.
That works.
start.
That works. Alrighty.
I did want to mention, we have a town property committee meeting coming up.
Mhm.
Chad, I think you're going to try to be there, hopefully.
Yes.
Okay, because I was thinking maybe when the town properties, they're reviewing, obviously, some of the town properties, you could, well, you or I guess, could kind of report back or I could provide everybody with the list just to kind of review, because we gave those, well, we transferred the 6 properties to the trust, like you guys had spoke about, and obviously there are more on the list that probably, could be reviewed. I'm just really, I want to do as much as I can with that list. It's just been sitting kind of for a long time. And the more people review it, the more people that look at it, we can kind of do stuff with those properties.
Okay. Sounds good.
Are we able, like, if I guess I don't know how, like, public that list is, if it's fairly,
It's town property, so it's public knowledge.
so is that something like, if we do get a meeting with the housing trust, that if we have that list available, and people know a little bit about it, that we might be able to actually have a discussion with them about.
I mean, that's public knowledge, Jody, right? I mean,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay.
I can send you the list. I have it, well, I have kept up, I guess, with the designations. It's got everything on it, like, so conservation, water, the town buildings, all of that. But then it has the vacant
Okay.
parcels. And that was kind of like that Chaz, you spoke about that one on Dudley Road. And I think it's Blood Road, Haynes Road, that were transferred to the trust. And there was 2 that were sent to the selectmen to sell because there's not much we can do with them.
Yeah.
But again, if once that meeting occurs, or I can send you the list now. I was just thinking after that town properties meeting, if you guys reviewed that list, we can get town properties
Okay.
back on to recommend a transfer to sell or to transfer to the,
97 Main, that was one of them, right?
yeah, 97 Main and 182 Warren, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah,
Those were-
I think so.
97 Main, we're setting an auction. That's going to be auctioned shortly.
Yeah, and then the one it's going to be on the agenda for town property, so public knowledge. They're also going to look at 106 Haynes. There's been a lot of interest for people looking to purchase that property, and obviously, if it generates a little income for the town, that's never a bad thing. So,
Or
That's right.
So next
to it.
So you could.
Yeah, so I mean, I think it'd be nice to be, like, if we have something like that, like, we can talk to housing trust with it too, right? Like, we have a list that we can kind of put out together.
Yeah, and it's just having that hasn't happened in years here.
They just ask about
Sure.
the way that this is being used. You're talking about selling a lot of properties that would be proceeds would then go to the one less trust.
Not always.
Depends on how it was. For instance, some of the properties were given to, or the selectmen transferred it over to the Affordable Housing Trust, knowing that they were either going to develop it or sell it. And the proceeds of that would be at the Affordable Housing Trust.
We'll stay within that.
Right. There are other properties that the selectmen decided, like she talked about Warren Road and Main Street. Those the selectmen are going to sell off, and that money is going to go into the general fund of the town.
Oh, okay. So are there any that would be considered
I think Joey's saying there's a list, and I think, yeah, and so Joey's going to send us a list, and I think what we're suggesting is if we get a chance to review the list with the trust, there might maybe we could ask to be transferred
over.
to the trust so that we can do just like you're talking, either sell or develop right from that list.
So we're saying that
when you're developing, when you're talking about developing, so it would be employed as affordable housing that we would be managing. Correct.
Yep.
the
Steve,
step that
The trust had, I'm sorry, Chaz. The trust had, Veronica came in today and asked me for the deeds for those 6 parcels because they were going to go do a walkthrough. I think they were looking to maybe try to log one, or I'm not sure which one. I didn't get that. She asked me for the deeds. I got it. So, so that's obviously happening as well. But yeah, like Chaz was saying, there's 6 parcels that will be the trust's control, that the money will go to the trust, like you guys just said. So, but I will send you that list right now while we're talking about it, so you guys can take a peek at it. I'm sure I've sent it before, but what's another one?
You probably have sent it before.
That's okay. You get a lot of emails. I get it. Busy people.
Never.
Is there a portfolio that exists already that you have?
The 6 properties in the trust.
Or properties that are currently employed as a going concern of affordable housing?
yes and no. The assessor's office has all of the town-owned land. So at any time you can go into the assessor's office and ask to see the town-owned land. So it'll include these parcels that we're talking about, and also this parcel where the fire station is. Those
Conservation, right?
Yeah, there's conservation trust portions that are there as well. Then there's the town properties committee is the one that any town-owned land, it is the town properties committee responsibility to keep it, an active list of what's available. So the portfolio I think you're talking about is part and parcel to the assessor's office. So all of that is contained right in the assessor's office with the town properties being in charge, I guess, of
What about apartments?
So we don't actively own. Okay. And that's perfect. We can't manage.
Right. That's the earlier question about what do we do if you have grant that.
So
because part of what we were talking about at Dudley Road before we helped formulate the trust was that we were thinking of putting apartment buildings there too. And the management portion came up.
So if we happen to get an apartment that comes through as tax title, the thing is like if it was not a good opportunity to transfer it into affordable housing, we have no way to manage it. Therefore, we have to likely just sell it in order to use the funds. We don't have any mechanism right now.
Unless we hired a broker to do the management portion of it. Okay. So we would need to find somebody who was not only a broker, but being able to facilitate the affordable housing portion of it for the public for that paperwork. So, just full of knowledge tonight.
It's pretty good, considering I don't even have my notes in front of me. We're doing pretty well. I will, on my list for next time, I will make more of an action item list out of things that we've made from the housing production plan, those things, and maybe I'll actually put in our current steps on it so that we won't have thing. Okay, so the other things, let's see. The only other thing we've been talking a little bit about, we just kind of kept it with talking about MBTA zoning. I don't know if anybody has, just because we've been updating on it, anybody has an update on that. Heard anything?
So that's the question again.
This is an open-ended one. We've kept this kind of on the list a little bit. Is about the MBTA zoning. Something, whatever they want to be. So have you heard about this yet?
Yeah.
Okay. So we are.
We would.
There you go. So we're
Yeah.
the adjacent small town.
Worcester's right on the line.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So my my thoughts before we jump into what your thoughts are, because I'm very interested. I know that with the conversations that I've seen with the planning board in regards to it, that there's still many different where Townsend fits in. We were considered a border town to it, so we have to come up with a plan. I think there's a lot of confusion on. We just need to come up with a plan. We don't have to execute it, but the state wants to see us with a plan, if indeed that happens. So everybody that is hearing some of the conversation that's happening with, they're looking at, okay, this parcel, we might be able to put it in this parcel. So they're just looking at where we would be able to put one big complex or several mini complexes to meet the right, whatever the data points are that they want us to do. So I don't think, to answer your open-ended question with an open-ended
Now,
answer.
I thought that there was some work going on with the housing trusts in a grant. But there was some, I'm
think the
down
grant
with
was-
the acronyms.
MRPC, yeah.
Working on something,
MRPC was,
looking at some parcels.
yeah. It's not that they're looking at parcels. They were just scoping things out, Jody, weren't they?
Yeah, well, MRPC is kind of like they're doing the mapping for us, and then they're trying to do the overlays and figure out if certain I forget what they're calling them. Apologies, but they were looking at different areas to see what would be the best fit. The zones, that's the word they were using. Different zones at the town. So I think that's still kind of in flux. I don't know. I think they were looking at 5 different zones. But again, I know the last meeting I didn't go to, Vicky went to. So I'm not sure where that ended up. But yeah, MRPC, through that grant you were talking about, Courtney, is kind of leading the charge, or at least helping us, because they're helping the other communities as well. So they're holding our hand through this process.
Great. Okay. I always watch the things enough to know what sort of is happening.
Yeah, it's kind of like a moving target, because it's like once we thought we had an idea, we thought we would pick back on a couple of other things, and then it was like, oh no, you can pick it back up with anything else. I forget the chapter this and the chapter that. We were looking at the ones where we just needed to earmark spots for it, and we thought maybe we could put it on we could put it onto that area, and then they said, no, you do that. So then our focus has changed. So I think I agree with you, Jody, that we just need to make sure that we're in communication with planning and zoning, and wherever we hear that that's going to be, we need to be part of that conversation so that we know what our piece is, so that once we need to jump in.
And I do have some maps that they were looking at that MRPC did develop, because I did attend some of those meetings. Everything is still, like I said, kind of in the very preliminary stages. But if you guys want to take a peek at them, I can absolutely send them over. Okay.
We know you know how to do that.
That is what I have for now on the HPP next steps. So we have 2.2 correspondence and clerk's announcements. Did we have anything, Jody? And anything else, right?
No, my biggest thing was the new admin. That was my biggest correspondence.
Awesome. And then we had 2.3 approved the meeting minutes.
What were the dates on the minutes?
7/6/23. Now, I was not at that meeting. You were not at that meeting.
I think I actually
You
was.
can't vote on it, right?
I think, but you can still vote on it.
Okay.
Did you read it?
Yes.
And you can vote on it.
Okay.
So I'll make a motion that we approve the meeting minutes for July 6th, 2023.
I second the motion.
Roll call vote, please.
On the call, yes.
That's in the right, yes.
And Courtney Bell, yes. Okay. And then our next meeting date. Natalie, what works best for your schedule?
Tuesday.
Tuesday, okay.
Yeah, Tuesday is my day at town hall. So just let me know.
Tuesday evenings?
Oh, a town. Yeah, I mean, I'm totally off unless I have a post meeting, which isn't until next month. So, as far as VFW, I'm all set I'm all set for Tuesdays. That's the day I have off completely from everything except town hall. So that's my day off.
Do you want to do it earlier in the month or later in the month?
Which month are we talking about? September?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm okay. I want to make sure I'm hearing. September, I am physically gone from 11th September to the 25th September. I am going overseas. I'm going on a cruise. So I'm out of country the 11th September.
So want to try the 5th?
Yeah. Would the 5th?
I'm gone.
On the 5th?
Yeah, that's fine. The 5th is fine, but I'm leaving. Yes. Yeah. Any day before the 11th, I'm free. I'll make myself free.
All right.
Yeah, that's a good day. I just put it on my calendar.
Okay, so Tuesday, does that work?
I think it should. That must be a long weekend.
I think it is, yeah.
So, yeah. Tuesdays.
At 6 o'clock?
Yeah,
Six.
I have it. I just wrote it down. Yep, we'll do it then. Yes. Yep. I won't be here. I won't be at the V.
I'll have to leave work early. That's why I'm like, yeah, that's good for me.
Oh, yeah. We can go in now. So.
Sometimes being the boss, you can't really make your own schedule, like they say.
Okay, so Tuesday the 5th at 6 p.m. will be our next one. Yep.
Okay. I got it written down. We're all set.
Yes.
And I just sent you guys 3 emails with MBTA community. So you have homework.
Okay. We're getting tested next month. Okay. That works. Okay, we're good.
All right. Well, I make the motion that we adjourn at, what was that? 6:57.
Second.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Brian Riley, aye.
Jess, Rainey.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Aye.